Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Thursday, December 12th, 2024, and big news this morning. Three men sue Sean Combs alleging he RAPED'd them. I know. Sorry, sweet girl. I know. Terrible. And sexually assaulted them. Now, of course, we're approaching Christmas. You hear three men. You might think of the three wise men. In the Bible, the story of the three wise men ends in Matthew 2:12. 2:12, kind of like the Manhattan area code 212. Of course, Diddy was arrested in the 212. But again, the 12 part. Today is 12/12 that this news breaks. On 12/12, 12 days before Christmas Eve. This. So let's read the story and then let's really put it together and see how it truly is a biblical joke because, as I've been showing you the whole time, even before it happened, I showed you how Diddy and Jay-Z would be going down when they went down in a ritual performed by the Society of Jesus, the same society that took down R. Kelly. And if you don't know better, they are the Jesuits and they run this nation every day. It's way bigger than these three men who we're talking about. This who runs this nation every day and plays practical jokes on us every day. They control our media, our government, our sports leagues. And if you doubt that, maybe you should do some better investigation because I'm not wrong. Your ignorance would be the only reason you would think I was wrong. So let's go ahead. Three men accuse Sean Diddy Combs of RAPE and sexual assault in separate lawsuits filed Thursday that allege the rap impresario plied them with doctored drinks and then attacked them while they were unconscious. The lawsuits filed anonymously in New York State Supreme Court by lawyer Thomas Gufra involve incidents that happened from 2019 to 2022. Well, what's interesting about these things is they're more recent, but starting in 2019, interesting how today leaves 19 days left in the year. We'll come back to that in light of Christmas. Not too far away. Is Daddy waking up, sweetheart? Hold on, I'm almost done. All allege that Combs RAPED'd and sexually assaulted them. One man alleged Combs' associates threatened him into keeping quiet. Another alleged his assault was filmed and he was given cash after the attack. The third man, this reminded me of like Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears too, as well as the Three Wise Men. The third man alleged Combs and his associates from Bad Boy Records took turns being very bad with him as well. The way Combs went after these men was very consistent, frighteningly consistent, exactly consistent. This is like a little kid's book. Guford told NBC News. He would hit them with the drinks, knock them out. He'd say, "This one's just right. This one's too big. This one's just a little too small." And when they woke up, he'd be RAPINGing them, the lawyer said. The new complaints are the latest in a wave of lawsuits. Again, we've covered every single one since it began. They've all been by the numbers and little Jesuit jokes, every last one of them. The new complaints are the latest in a wave of lawsuits filed against Combs in recent months, all with the complainants withholding their names, accusing him of assault and RAPE under similar circumstances going back to the 1990s. Combs has been behind bars since September. Remember, he was supposedly arrested September 16th. Can almost guarantee you he hasn't done a day in jail. What's in the news isn't real, people. Time to wake up. It's all distraction. When he was arrested by federal agents and accused of engaging in years-long scheme to sexually abuse and exploit women, and that was after the feds invaded his house on the anniversary of Biggie's album Life After Death, because it's all been one big sick ritual. Prosecutors said Combs, among other things, used his business empire to coerce victims into elaborate drug-fueled freak-offs. Oh yeah, it's back, freak-offs. We're going to talk about that today, what it has to do with this latest detail. With male sex workers that he arranged, directed, and recorded. Combs, 55, who is being detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, or is he, has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage prostitution. His lawyers have said he is innocent of all charges. He has been denied bail 3 times ahead of his criminal trial, which is scheduled to start on May 5th. Remember, it starts on 5/5, all these 55, and the final nail in the coffin was the 55-page legal suit 55 days before his 55th birthday by Don Richard from Making the Band, which in Gematria equals 55. The 3 men represented by Gufra are all seeking unspecified damages from Combs and his companies along with a jury trial. They're also not divulging their real names. They're afraid that one night, somebody affiliated with him, hired by him, could end their life, Gufra said. Studio gangster turns into a real gangsta. In addition to Combs, the 3 lawsuits list as defendants Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings Inc., Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Productions Holdings Inc., Daddy's House Recordings Inc., and Sony Music Holdings Inc. Remember how this whole thing's synced with that slime ball? What's his name? The one connected to everybody's death. One born on April 4th. Can't believe I can't think of his name right now. These complaints are full of lies. We will prove them false and seek sanctions against every unethical lawyer who filed fictional claims against him, Combs' legal team said in a statement Thursday. All complaints are identified in the new lawsuits as John Doe, and they all allege that the abuse happened under similar circumstances, with Combs preying on the men by luring them, with the help of his associates, to hotel rooms or his private home, playing them with drugged drinks, and then sexually abusing and rapinging them. One John Doe was a longtime employee of Combs. He said in his lawsuit that he was hired in 2006 by Combs in his capacity as CEO of Bad Boy Records to run errands for him. He said that in February 2020, one of Combs' assistants arranged a private meeting with Combs at a Manhattan hotel to discuss missing job payments, and when he arrived, Combs served him an alcoholic drink that made him excessively tired. Combs suggested he lay down on the couch and take a nap, the man said, according to the lawsuit. The man awoke to find Combs raping him on the couch, the court papers state. All right. How many times they got to put that word in here? Afterward, the man said in the lawsuit that Combs and his associates threatened him to keep quiet. Another complainant said that he met Combs at a Manhattan nightclub, the 212, in 2019 and was recruited by Combs security guards to join him and the rest of his entourage at the Park Hyatt Hotel for an exclusive after party. There, he said in the lawsuit, Combs offered him a cocktail that he had personally made and then invited him and other guests into the bedroom. Once plaintiff entered the bedroom, the room started spinning, and his mouth became very dry, the man said, according to the court papers. Combs eventually led him to a sofa where he lost consciousness and later awoke to Combs raping in him, according to the lawsuit. Just think about the guy who'd been an employee from 2006. Supposedly this stuff's going on all this time. Been an employee for 13 years, apparently, in 2019. And you wouldn't know better? I mean, please. The man said in the lawsuit that he tried to resist, and before he blacked out again, remember seeing a man and a woman sitting on the bed recording the RAPE on camera. Jenny from the block. You know she's going to become the next part of this story. The next morning, he was given $2,500 by the man who filmed the alleged RAPE and said it was from Combs, according to the lawsuit. In the third lawsuit, a man alleged that he fell victim to one or more criminal sex acts at the hands of Combs and his associates from 2020 to 2022. This is like the first story that's within the last few years. All these other ones were like from 20-some years ago, 30 years ago. He said that in the summer of 2020, he was invited by one of Combs' associates at Bad Boy Records to a party at Combs' mansion in East Hampton, New York. At the party, he began feeling ill and subsequently lost consciousness after having a drink, according to the lawsuit. Throughout the rest of the night, plaintiff faded in and out of consciousness, the lawsuit said. The man said in the lawsuit that Combs and his associates from Bad Boy Records took turns sexually assaulting and rapinging him. Combs' legal issues have been mounting since last year when an ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed an explosive lawsuit accusing him of assault and sex trafficking over the course of their relationship. Now remember, you guys, we pointed out how Cassie and Diddy's relationship began when she was 19. And then all of this happened when she was 38, thus 19 years later. And now here we are on the day leaving 19 days left in the year. Remember, Diddy was arrested reportedly September 16th, a Monday, named after the moon that has a 19-year cycle that's associated with the feminine. Again, 19 is a number associated with time through the tracking of the moon. That's why on the Jewish calendar, every 19 years, the holidays fall on the exact same day every 19 years for the Jewish holy days. Again, the 19-year cycle of the moon is very important to certain people. It's part of the reason you had Cootie's 19 years after 9/11 and the supposed 19 hijackers, where they couldn't find any planes, but they instantly found all their paper passports in the rubble. Again, BS news every day from that to this, and it's always by the numbers. But another number that's important to 12 is time, or 12. Another number that's important to time is 12. Again, 12 months in the year, 12 hours in the morning, in the evening, the zodiac wheel in more modern times consisting of 12 constellations. The Society of Jesus' life, his story is told up until age 12. Anyhow, coming back to this, Combs denied the accusations but settled with Ventura for an undisclosed amount. And by the way, if you haven't seen all the other work we've done, you should go back and see how Cassie related the arrest was. I mean, there was a lot more to it besides just the Monday and the 19th thing. A lot more. And everything, the beating video, her setting off the dominoes with the first lawsuit right after he turned 54. Anyway, Combs denied the accusations but settled with Ventura for an undisclosed amount. Then several months later, CNN obtained surveillance video from a hotel that showed Combs brutally beating Ventura in 2016. Combs later apologized for his actions. Remember how by the numbers that video was, as we covered then. Multiple other lawsuits have been filed against Combs since then, including one from Dawn Richard, a former member of the girl group Danity Kane. She alleges that Combs groped, assaulted, and imprisoned her and threatened her life. Combs has denied all the claims against him, calling them sickening allegations from people looking for a quick payday. Okay, so again, this story about the three not-so-wise men who should have known better comes on 12/12. And essentially there's a gay vibe to this. Again, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, which reveals the script every single day. I mean, every single day with your national news, it's contrived this way. I've been in here for over 11 years proving this. Again, if you've been following the whole 11 years, you've seen more predictions than you've ever seen from anybody else, including how Jay-Z and Diddy would likely be going down at age 54. Of course, Diddy did go down at age 54. The rumor started with Jay-Z while he was 54. He went down days after his 55th birthday. And we covered why it was 55 for him and 54 for Diddy. I should have done a little more research on Jay-Z. The 55 makes a ton of sense. And of course, again, just all ritual by the numbers. We just covered Jay-Z the other day. You can go back and watch those videos too. But here we are on 12/12. Gay is 12. Sean is 12. Okay, so that's the beginning point. Again, the three men, the three wise men, and you just saw how in the story, all the stories took place in Manhattan. So Manhattan is the 212 area code. The story of the three wise men ends in Matthew 2:12. And you could also say that today is the 39th day of Sean Combs' age. Again, if you're new here, there are 4 base ciphers of the English language. Notice how the word Sean equates to 39 if you're new here. New York has a connection to 39 in every single base cipher. All 4 ciphers, New York has a connection to 39. The letters NY with the alphabetic order. N's the 14th letter, Y is the 25th. N plus Y, 39. New York with the alphabetic order and numerology. That's where Sean is 12 on the screen. New York in that cipher is 39. NYC for New York City, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, is 39. That means making Z1 counting back to A is 26. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology, New York, comma, NY, like you'd write the city on an envelope, is 39. The United Nations, 39 floors tall. Again, 1,039 things with New York. First governor born in 1739. George was his name. George 39. His last name Clinton 39, etc., etc. But notice the 4 base ciphers are shown. 39th day of his age. 1212. I don't have anything to say about the 69 right now, but here we are in 2024, which has been a very bad year for Sean Combs. And think about what 12 plus 12 is. It's 24 as well, right? So what a perfect day for this accusation. And remember, he was arrested September 16th, a Monday. That's the day leaving 106 days left in the year. Cassie equals 106. Black equals 106. Black Lives Matter 106. Think 106 in Park, which played a lot of bad boy videos over the years out in New York. But anyhow, from his arrest to today's news, which brought in the details of the freak-offs again, notice it's 87 days later. And we covered this. Remember how when they first, the day after the arrest, they started talking about these freak-offs. They had a press conference to explain why he was arrested. And all they brought up was the word freak-offs about probably at least 87 times, and the baby oil, and the dildos. And it's like, okay, so what did you do that was illegal? And then the story built from there. But we pointed out that day, we said, look at the gematria of Puff Daddy in freak-offs. The exact same in 3 of the 4 ciphers. And now here we are 87 days later, and this is the first accusation that's from recent times. You can see the one cipher where it doesn't overlap, Puff Daddy and freak-offs. Puff Daddy does have the 39 connection as well, going with this happening on his 39th day of his age. And Sean Combs always had the biggest Jesus piece. Oh, yeah, he did. He always had the biggest Jesus piece. Again, the Society of Jesus runs this nation, you guys, and including the hip-hop industry. How many rappers have they dressed up as Jesus over the years and done dirty in Jesus rituals? Hello, Tupac. And Diddy's connected to that too, isn't he? That might be an eventual story with this ongoing saga of BS. They might end up pinning the whole Tupac thing on Sean Diddy Combs. Never forget, Tupac died on Caesar Borgia's birthday, White Jesus. That's where White Jesus comes from. And then they put out the album Machiavelli, play on Machiavelli, who wrote the book The Prince, based on Caesar Borgia. And then go back and look at what day they announced Tupac's mother's death. She actually died May 2nd, but go back and look at when the headlines broke. May 3rd, the real Machiavelli's birthday. And that was right after Prince, the musician, died on 4/21, when he had the song I Would Die For You with the number 4, like the 4th month, April. And U, he spelled it 4 with a letter U. Number 4, letter U, use the 21st letter. Prince died 4/21, the Queen's birthday. And remember, Diddy did the thing with Drake, the live stream with Drake, where Diddy's like, "Yo, man, you know about this thing about how like every major rapper has a number assigned to him?" Yeah, exactly. Diddy's number was up, like we called before any of this happened. We talked about why 54 matters so much, why R. Kelly got taken down by the same Jesuit lawyer that took down Diddy when he was 54. Again, the patterns are redundant, so this whole thing's another joke. And with regards to the Catholic Church, who the Jesuits serve, how old's the Pope right now? The Pope's 87 years old, the first Jesuit Pope. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, equals 87. The Catholic Church equals 87. We're at the tail end of the Pope being 87, and Puff Daddy was the celebrity who got the very worst of it, while the Pope was 87. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Again, thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. And I suppose I should have got rid of that stuff before I started recording, but it's all good. Till next time, Truth Seeker.